Next, Sandy Brondello, former head coach of the New York Liberty. But first, we have to talk about her boss, Jonathan Kolb. Jonathan joined the team in 2019. His title at the time when he joined the team was Director of Basketball Strategy and Analytics. He oversaw the management of the team's roster, salary cap, and assisted with the collective bargaining agreement compliance. That's what his job was. So he becomes the GM shortly before the 2023 season. And he's the first GM to sign 3 All-Stars. He signs Jonquel Jones, Breanna Stewart, and Courtney Vandersloot. They draft Sabrina Ionescu as well. So he does all this. This is him. He drafts his team. He builds his team. Sandy comes to the team in 2022. So he's the one that hires her. He's hired her. He applauds the hiring. He says, she's innovative. But this is what he said when he hired her. Sandy brings a wealth of coaching experience and is a proven winner with a championship pedigree, both as a player and a coach in the WNBA and internationally, said Liberty General Manager Jonathan Kolb. Throughout her long-standing professional coaching career, she has demonstrated her ability to build consistent and sustained success as a skilled leader and mentor on and off the court. We are thrilled to welcome her to New York as we move forward in our pursuit of winning a WNBA championship. And the owners of the Liberty said they were excited to have Sandy join them, and they said how they had ran through the search process for the next head coach, and when they met Sandy in New York, they knew she would not only bring her wealth of experience, but also her passion for elevating our star players and developing our young core. We have no doubt Sandy will be a strong voice to set the culture for the New York Liberty to compete at the highest level. And at the time, Sandy was 164 and 128 in 9 seasons as head coach. She ranked 10th among head coaches in WNBA history. And at the time, she had compiled a 24-19 postseason record at the helm of the Mercury and ranked her as the winningest coach in the team's postseason. That was on her resume when I got this from the New York Liberty website. I'll leave links in there as also. But it was key what he said as far as build a consistent and sustained success as a skilled leader. Sustained was the word that stuck with me. So, Sandy gets there, 2022. They got a young squad. They had a young Natasha Howard. Natasha Howard was only in her 8th year. Stephanie Dolson was on that team. She was in her 8th year. They had a nice squad. They had the rookie Sabrina Ionescu, the young Sabrina Ionescu. They get bounced in the first round of the playoffs. They retool in 2023. They bring on Breanna Jonquel Jones. They lose to the Aces. They lose to the Aces, but they almost had them. But they lose to the Aces in the WNBA Finals. 2024, the season where many of you came to the WNBA. They lose. They win. They win that season. They beat Minnesota. This year, they lose in the first round. So, she finished first in the East twice. She finished second in the East once, fourth in the East one time. 2 first-round losses and a loss and a win in the finals. If I owe you $4 and I give you $1, are you satisfied? No. If I owe you $4,000 and I only give you $1,000, are you satisfied? No. So, with Sandy, the reason why she got canned was not only, it wasn't really performance. Performance had a small thing to do with it. It's more about the expectation of your boss, which my four things was your relationship with the person that's directly above you, your mouth. She didn't run her mouth. She didn't run off at the mouth. People are saying the Caitlin Clark, love for Caitlin Clark. Nah. If she could have got Caitlin Clark there, that probably would have been a feather in her cap. What it was with Sandy. Sandy was a personnel person with the Mercury. Made decisions on personnel. This team was constructed for Sandy. The players that they brought in on this team this year, a lot of them were former players of Sandy's. So, Bill Parcells always said, if you're gonna want me to cook the meal, at least let me buy the groceries. So, Jonathan Kolb allowed Sandy to get the groceries. He got her 3 All-Stars. She got to the title. You still have those 3 All-Stars, but you want to upgrade the point guard. You want to upgrade Vandersloot. Vandersloot's a little older. You want to upgrade Vandersloot. You move on from Vandersloot. You coached Natasha Cloud in Phoenix, or you're familiar with Natasha Cloud's game, I should say. She played in Phoenix. You bring her on board. You want Messman. They make a big deal. Everybody was making videos about, oh, Emma Messman, she's a difference maker. She's going to be a game changer. Emma Messman at the house or in Cancun somewhere. They brought in a lot of players and they gutted that team. Remember, they gutted their youthful team to get the veterans. Because it said we want to build a sustained championship contender. When he fired her, he mentioned those same exact things. He said it was bigger than off the court. When he hired her, he said it was about on and off the court. The guy has been consistent from the time he started till when he fired her. That means she got sideways with what she was supposed to do, which comes back to the relationship with the person that's your boss. Keep in mind, he's only the general manager. The owners had to side with him. Had they not, they would have just fired him and made her the general manager or hired a general manager that had Sandy's vision. Joseph Tsai and his wife saw Jonathan Kolb's vision and they fired Sandy because she didn't meet up to the vision that they all sat down and talked about when they hired her. So Sandy Brondello gets not the mouth, not money. She was average paid. She still had a year. They did not renew her contract. They could have renewed it. She was making excuse me. Sandy Brondello was making about $500,000. The highest paid coach in the WNBA is the coach of the Phoenix Mercury, Nate Tibbetts. He makes like 1.2. Becky Hammon is next with about $1 million. Third is the Los Angeles Sparks coach. She makes about $700 and something thousand. And then Cheryl Reeve is right behind her. And then it's Sandy Brondello. So Sandy Brondello is about the middle of the pack when it comes to coaches in salary. And money's really not an object when it comes to these coaches. You pay for competency, gets you paid. So she's competent enough, has a big enough resume where she can command more money. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have had no problem paying her. So I don't think it was money. It was all about the performance and what she put on the court with the tools that she had. If you watch if you watch the Liberty in the playoffs, the rotations were awful. She did not use players, even though she had top tier talent on her bench. She did not use her full bench. And the most important thing, a lot of these players quit on Sandy. So when I saw the press conference and I saw Breonna Stewart talking and saying, when they asked her the question, when they asked Breonna Stewart the question about Sandy and her job status, and Breonna Stewart was offended, it was kind of half-ass. It was like a half-ass offended. She wasn't really shocked. To me, Breonna Stewart knew Sandy was toast. Sandy knew she was toast. Sandy was hoping that she would hear them stand on it. When Sabrina talked, Sabrina was asked a simple question and she went into a word salad, which means she was on board with the firing as well. So whatever they say publicly, I don't believe anything Breonna Stewart says. I call her jive for a reason. She was up there shucking and jiving, just like Nafisa Collier does. So I believe they all knew she was toast. And what caught her off guard was the reporter dropping that bomb, but that was because they had already said they were not doing exit interviews. So this lady's only opportunity to get that kill shot question in was after that game. And that's why she asked that question. But Sandy Brondello will get another coaching opportunity. It'll have to be with an organization that gives her a little leeway on the roster. I would not be surprised where she ends up is somewhere where y'all like. But I'm going to talk about that in the next section.